Hey, what's up, everyone? I want to go ahead and talk about what I've been going through and what I am going through right now. So, right now, my left ear, once again, I went through this months ago. I go through this crap every so often, but my left ear is so stopped up that I can't hear anything out of it now. I noticed it started itching for weeks, and then it started hurting. It had sharp pains in it really badly, and then those sharp pains turned into excruciating pain, and then the pain eased off when I took a little bit of antibiotic that Mama had, and then that we had left over from years in the past when I had ear infection, and that didn't stop it. It stopped the pain, eased the pain off, but I'm still having sharp pains. So it's almost like water stuck in your ears. I poured peroxide in there. I even decided to pour it in there because it started burning and hurting really badly, and it just bubbled and popped, and it would go boom, 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 boom. That's what my ear would do, like a drum, literally, and it would just pop, and the pressure would just expand and pop, crackle, expand, pop, and that's what I would deal with. And I went to the doctor months ago, back in January, about I think it was January or February, about the exact same thing. Whenever I last made a video on this, but Mama's also dealing with a lot of pain, so I hope she gets better. But I don't know. She has a hard time walking around. She can't even stand up for more than like 2 minutes. That's how she is. 2 minutes is like that's it. And this weather doesn't help at all with because it's pouring rain. It's been pouring rain, and it still is right now. It's supposed to do it throughout the day, all day, and for the next 7 to 10 days, rain on and off, and storms on and off. But better than the drought or other stuff that others are dealing with right now. Drought and fires. But anyway, I want to go ahead and talk about that issue with the ear. I can't hear anything. It's clogged up more and more, and I've dealt with that I don't know how many times. But it seemed to make me dark, depressed, and moody last night. So it seemed to do that. That's another negative of it. But it's like I've got an earplug in all the time. That's what it's like. Like I've literally got an earplug in my ear all the time now. And I'm the kind of person I can't even sleep without earplugs. I mean that's how I am. I can't even sleep or relax without earplugs. But what's strange is I can listen to ASMR in earbuds and fall asleep. Some of them, not all of them. But I can listen to something and go to sleep to it when I really want to, but yet sounds around me bother me. Whether it's the sound of traffic outside or just something going on or whatever or stuff that I hear. But yeah, my ear is so stopped up I can't hear any of that anyway. And I'm hoping and praying that goes away. I dealt with some strangeness a few nights ago, a couple nights ago when I posted that last video. There was one and made some sounds, and then to the left of it, another one raised up and took off, and then just to the left of that, out in the open, as daybreak was beginning, there's a field, there's a barn, and then there's woods that go into a hill. And two creatures side by side went to the right, raised up and took off. They grunted, growled, spit, made that sound. And then right after the cats were like protective. The cats are so protective. I mean, they're like, I'm telling you, cats are spiritual protectors. But anyway, especially ours. But the loud sound of metal took place to the left. It was clank, 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 right out in the open. Clank, 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 clank of metal right out in the open. But there was nothing visible. It happened when I shined a light. And that's when it happened. But they were definitely around. Had a few people make some jokes, but I don't care what they say or what they think. I know what I've witnessed. But anyway, a lot of different MEs that drive you crazy when your parents will say, "Well, no, that's not one of those. That's not one of those situations. You did it. It happened. You recorded it, and I have no recollection of something." That annoys me to death. I love them, but that annoys me when they say, "Oh, you did that," and I have no memory of it. They said, "No, that's not an ME. That's not something that changed. You did it." I mean, that's not the way. Everyone doesn't still fully understand how this thing works. I don't either. I mean, none of us understand how it really works, but they have a memory of something completely, and I don't. I've got no recollection of recording it, and they say I did, but I have no memory of it. But I hate that, but I don't. All right, my ear is so stopped up though. I'm gonna have to give in and go to one of the doctors. Oddly enough, we call them quacks there because they're just pathetic anymore. Doctors are pathetic anymore. And they wanted to take my father. He had tick bites basically, and that's what had happened. I think that really escalated his knee issue. He could barely walk on it when he'd go up to the truck or anywhere. He'd walk around. His knee would give way on him, and he found two tick bites. And one was in a particular area I'm not going to mention. The other was on his finger, and he found them, and the tick was dead. It was dead, and he had the symptoms of Lyme disease. But the doctors wanted to send him for x-rays on his knees before they could give him any arthritis medicine. They said, we need to go send you for some expensive x-rays and tests and blood work. All of that, they wanted to send him off for x-rays, blood work, and tests over arthritis symptoms. They said, we want to make sure it's not something severe going on with your knee. Well, he found the ticks that were dead, and then it eased off. Hopefully it'll stay that way. I don't know if it'll continue to be eased off or not. He's been starting to eat what he wanted to again. Unlike he was doing great, and then he started going back into that pattern, and now so his legs are starting to get a couple of sores, so I hope and pray he doesn't get back into that situation. But anyway, back to my ear. I can't hear a dang thing out of that left ear. It's like a low, muffled, barely there sound, like when you have an earplug in, but even more so. The last time that happened to me, I went to the doctor, and they gave me a big antibiotic, about 13 large antibiotics. And that didn't do anything. They cleaned my ear out, but they said it was one of my ears, but they said the other was too infected. It was just black goo. Once again, the story of my life, the doctor says, I've never seen that before. They said they'd never seen that just that conglomerate in someone's ear before. They've never seen that type of thing. And I was like, go figure, story of my life. But the address begins with Mallard, and I thought, what a perfect place for quacks, right? Mallard, get it? Ducks, quack. I'm not going to tell the address, but it starts with Mallard, basically. I said Mallard is the best place for quacks. The woman that was in the front of the desk, the front desk, actually got on to me for not pronouncing the name of the town. I guess she thought I talked to, I don't know, Northern maybe or something. I was just talking properly or normal, but she got on to me. Usually I talk like whoever I'm around. I just kind of mold into whatever I'm around or whomever I'm around, and I kind of talk like the people that I'm around. That's my personality, and everyone seems to just get along with me and like me, and I appreciate that. But that day they were off. See, my father went into the doctor about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago now, I think. And then when I went in there to sign in for him, because he was asleep, he'd just come in from work, and they said, you're going to sign in for your father? I said, yeah. And they said, okay, sign right there. And then she was like, I don't know, just kind of moody. And then later she said, okay, we don't pronounce that town that way. We pronounce it this way. I was like, okay. It's like, I mean, I didn't do it. I don't know. It was like, I didn't do it. I mean, I didn't pronounce it differently. I pronounced it the same way. Anyway. But, bottom line is, she was just moody. And my father said when he went in there, they had his name wrong. They said, okay, Mr. So-and-so. And he's like, my name's not that. He said, first of all, that's not my name. And they went, wait a minute. Well, then who the heck is in the other room? And they said, then who are you? And she's seen him before. They had the wrong chart, wrong information. I mean, their computer system was all messed up. Their charts were all messed up. Everything was crazy. and they were having to reorganize everything. The main doctor wasn't even there. It was crazy. But I'll have to go to the doctor. But that's what was going on. That was crazy. That was crazy, crazy. But have you ever had that happen? But my ear is super stopped up, so I won't be making a video for a little while. Because I can't hear anything. Literally nothing. I'll be hoping that goes away. Anyway, peace. Much love.